Iron Maiden, are you excited?
Don't get me wrong. I love Paul, but I can't get excited about anything pre-Bruce.
Or post-Bruce. You know, because there was that time for a while when Bruce wasn't.
Just introduce the fucking show.
Welcome to Satan is My Superhero. In this episode, we lift the lid on Iron Maiden's debut album, Iron Maiden. We will go back to a time before the songs of Anglo Saxons and Vikings, Alexander the Great and Darius III, or Frank Herbert's Dune, ace pilots, tail gunners, commandos and submariners.
All the things 12-year-old boys love.
We're going back before all of that, back to the middle of the punk explosion. Playing the toughest East London pubs, Iron Maiden had to work blue. The songs were about sex pests, sex workers, spending the night in jail, and the opera.
What can I say? Even when we work blue, we're still nerds.
According to legend, Steve Harris formed Iron Maiden on Christmas Day 1975.
Dear Santa, for Christmas I would like my own heavy metal band. Love, Stevie.
I say according to legend because there are differing accounts, and a lot of key Maiden dates do seem to coincidentally line up with significant calendar events. It happens a lot, to the point it becomes suspicious.
When did you get that haircut, Steve?
New Year's Day.
When did you last wash that t-shirt?
Good Friday.
Are you just saying the first day that comes to your head?
The International Day of Awareness of Food Loss and Waste.
Harris had toyed with the name Ash Mountain.
Rose?
And while we all know
That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet.
Can you imagine Metallica and Black Sabbath vying for the title of most important metal band in history with Ash Mountain?
No, definitely not.
If the Everett interpretation of quantum mechanics is correct, there could be infinite versions of a universe where this band is called Ash Mountain.
In those realities, Steve Harris works in a tobacconist's.
Letting go of Ash Mountain, Harris settled on naming the band after the fake medieval torture device known as an Iron Maiden.
What do you mean fake?
The Iron Maiden didn't actually exist. They were manufactured and sold as medieval relics to museums in the 19th century. It's a hoax. Imagine naming yourself after something that didn't really exist. How embarrassing.
I couldn't possibly imagine anyone doing that. Judas.
Touché.
Did you know we sell all kinds of medieval torture devices at the Satan is My Superhero merch store?
No, we don't.
Okay, but we do sell longswords, longbows, and crossbows.
No, we absolutely do not.
Okay, but we are running a sale on chainmail.
What is happening? Am I being punked?
No, we just have t-shirts and coffee mugs, all the usual podcast merch, without the medieval torture devices.
Visit satanismysuperhero.com and buy some blasphemy.
And just to clarify, there are no medieval torture devices, weapons, or armour for sale.
Not yet.
Iron Maiden played their first gig on May Day, 1976.
A lot of key Maiden dates do seem to coincidentally line up with significant calendar events.
If you go to the Wikipedia page of significant events that took place around the world on May 1st, 1976, alongside Togo founding its navy with 2 patrol boats, this gig is listed.
Slow news day.
Yep. Togo's got a navy now.
Cool. I wonder if there's any gigs on.
I got married on Earth Day.
Over the next few years, the band went through many lineup changes. So many lineup changes, there is an entire wiki page dedicated to former members of Iron Maiden.
Scientists have discovered if you lived in London in the mid-70s, there's a non-zero probability you were in Iron Maiden.
Steve Harris, with 4 completely different dudes from the ones he started this band with 3 years earlier, entered Spaceward Studios and cut a 4-track demo tape on New Year's Eve, 1978.
A lot of key Maiden dates do seem to coincidentally line up with significant calendar events.
New Year's Eve? Tell me you got a cheap deal on the studio without telling me you got a cheap deal on the studio.
At this time, 2 of those other dudes were singer Paul Di'Anno and guitarist Dave Murray. Dave is the only one still in the band today.
What What's your secret to making it so long in Iron Maiden?
I shut the fuck up and do what Steve tells me.
The demo was circulated around and quickly got the band more gigs and a management deal. The tape was regularly played at a prominent heavy metal nightclub, the Bandwagon.
A heavy metal nightclub in 1979? Also known as a sausage fest.
This nightclub would become the Soundhouse, and this demo would be called the Soundhouse Tapes. Which was so popular, the band ended up releasing 5,000 copies and selling them all in a number of weeks.
That was just every former member of the band buying a copy.
By the end of 1979, Iron Maiden had signed a record deal with the mighty E.M.I.
Like E.M.I.
Steve Harris's first choice was Wishbone Ash producer Martin Birch, but Birch was up to his elbows in a Black Sabbath album at the time.
Martin, have you seen Sharon?
So they went into the studio with a producer by the name of Guy Edwards. Guy was immediately fired.
Boo.
The band found his production muddy.
It's shit.
I have a copy of that session.
Disclaimer: Guy has got the day off today, so yada, 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 not Iron Maiden.
The next producer to try and record Maiden was glam rock legend Andy Scott. Andy was immediately fired.
Boo.
For suggesting Steve play bass with a pick.
Who does this Andy Scott think he is? Steve's mum?
Stevie, stop using your fingers.
So a pattern is starting to emerge. A very long list of former bandmates, a quickly expanding portfolio of former producers. Iron Maiden are difficult. We'll put a pin in that for later.
Ouch. Did you just stick me with a pin?
We'll call it our
Iron Maiden might be a bit thorny.
pin. So third victim to sit down in the barely warmed producer seat was Wil Malone, whose only previous credit of note was having arranged strings on some Black Sabbath songs.
Hey Ozzy, what are you doing?
I'm arranging strings. Put a yellow string next to the blue string. It's a lot easier than the professionals would have you believe.
Wil didn't give them a muddy mix. Wil didn't insist on Steve playing with a pick. Wil didn't seem to care about any of it. According to Harris, Malone showed no interest in what they were doing and left it all up to the band and engineer Martin Levan.
Excuse me, Mr. Malone, sir?
Are you on fire?
No, I don't think so. Sir?
So in January 1980, Steve Harris, Dave Murray and Paul Di'Anno, with two completely different dudes from the ones they recorded that demo with 12 months earlier, entered Kingsway Studios in London to record Iron Maiden's debut album, Iron Maiden,
Iron Maiden, Iron Maiden.
featuring the song Iron Maiden,
Iron Maiden, Iron Maiden.
Up the irons.
Which begs the question, would Ash Mountain have recorded the album Ash Mountain featuring the song Ash Mountain?
Ash Mountain's gonna get ya, no matter how far.
I just assumed a band called Ash Mountain would have been a keyboard band. You know I'm right. The album took 13 days to record and the original track listing was...
Side 1. Track 1. Prowler. Track 2. Remember Tomorrow. Track 3. Running Free. Track 4. Phantom of the Opera.
In 2024, an artist and their label might have concerns opening the album with a track about a sexual predator. But back in 1980, everyone was a sexual predator.
It's true. Trust me. I was there.
The second track is the strangely slow and powerful Remember Tomorrow. Metallica covered it and Lars Ulrich has said it is the blueprint for Fade to Black and Sanitarium.
Yeah, we know who to blame for Metallica becoming pussies.
The lyrics to track 3, Running Free, were written by vocalist Paul Di'Anno. The lyrics mention spending the night in an LA jail. 10 years later, Paul would end up doing exactly that.
Irony.
Harris says the fourth track, Phantom of the Opera, was the first song he wrote in the prog metal vein, and this track certainly does point to a lot of their later material. So much so, it's still played live today.
The Phantom of the Opera is there, inside your mind.
Once again I will refer the listener to my earlier statement, yada, 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 not Iron Maiden. And I will add that's not even their version of The Phantom of the Opera. Oh, disclaimer guy, please come back from Phuket soon.
There's more than one Phantom of the Opera? Don't go to the opera, that's my takeaway.
Side 2, Track 1. Transylvania. Track 2. Strange World. Track 3. Charlotte the Harlot. Track 4. Iron Maiden.
Transylvania is an instrumental, and lead singer about 3 lead singers ago, Paul Mario Day, claims he wrote some of Strange World.
I wrote the ooh-woo-ooh bits.
Along with that instrumental Transylvania, Strange World is the only other track on this album to have never been re-recorded by current lead singer Bruce the Almighty Dickinson.
He can't do the ooh-woo-woo bits.
Dave Murray has said Charlotte the Harlot is based on a real person.
All right, that'll be a tenner.
Oh, this is awkward. What if I write you a song?
The band has since released 3 more songs about Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte, I wrote you another song.
I'm not getting paid, am I?
And the final track on the album is the title track, Iron Maiden, which has been performed at every show they've ever played.
If you had your own song, you would too.
The final ingredient in the Iron Maiden success cake came in the form of its last member to join before the release of this album. Along with Steve and Dave, he's the only bandmate from this album still with the band today.
I also shut the fuck up and do what Steve tells me.
I am, of course, talking about Eddie.
Love you, Eddie.
The iconic Iron Maiden mascot was originally created by artist Derek Riggs. Derek had been replicating a decaying, decapitated human head he'd seen stuck on a tank in an old war photo.
Gross.
Originally, Eddie had an orange punk haircut.
Gross.
And was standing ominously under a London street lamp. This first portrayal of Eddie was titled Electric Matthew Says Hello. Riggs' agent said it wasn't commercial.
It's shit.
Riggs had thought he might be able to sell it to some punk band.
Punks will buy it, they like shit.
But once Iron Maiden's management saw the painting, any plans to sell it to a punk band went out the window.
That's too good for punks. They like shit.
Riggs changed the hair to a more metal style.
Longer, darling, longer, less shit, darling.
With a new haircut, Electric Matthew Says Hello became the cover for the album. Electric Matthew became Eddie the Ed, and Eddie's face sold tens of millions of T-shirts.
Love you, T-shirts.
Once again, according to the Everett interpretation, there could be infinite versions of this universe where a punk band got Electric Matthew and Derek Riggs.
In those realities, Steve Harris owns a chain of tobacconists.
In February 1980, Running Free was released as the first single off the album, and the band were invited to perform on the very prestigious Top of the Pops TV show.
Grandad, what's a TV show?
It's like a YouTube clip, but with less ads.
Remember our
Iron Maiden might be a bit thorny
pin? Well, the band refused to mime their performance and insisted on actually playing live, making them the first band to do so in 8 years. I mime this show all the time. Not a lot of people know that.
You're miming right now, aren't you?
Yes.
You're disgusting. I hate mimes.
The album was released on April the 14th, a day you may better know as Pathologist's Assistance Day.
We're on to you, Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden's debut album was much lauded by the critics upon release and spent 15 weeks in the charts.
Longer, darling, longer, less ship, darling.
Vocalist Paul Di'Anno would make it to the next album. Drummer Clive Burr will survive for 2 more albums. But here we must part with guitarist Dennis Stratton.
See ya, wouldn't wanna be ya.
Stratton had been brought in as a last-minute replacement in between producers 2 and 3.
In reverse order, that's Leave Me Alone Malone and Fast-Fingered Andy.
Steve and Dave really wanted Adrian Smith, but he was tied up with the hard rockers Urchin at the time.
Oh, it's always the one you can't have is the one you want the most.
I know, right? I'm actively trying to catfish an AI mail server in Taipei. Every time they ignore my unsolicited information request, it only makes me want them more.
While touring in support of Kiss, it was discovered Stratton had been listening to the Eagles.
Think of the children!
And he was kicked out of the band.
It's not what you think. Behind the melodic country-tempered riffs infused with that unmistakable laid-back Californian style are acerbic lyrics filled with biting satire, poignant social commentary, and heartbreaking honesty. I'll just pack up my shit and go.
If you're having trouble believing a grown man's friends threw him out of their group for listening to middle-of-the-road adult contemporary rock, you have obviously never belonged to a leaderless global cult with no centralized command structure.
Predominantly, but not exclusively, white working-class males.
I once ostracised a lifelong friend for wearing a Tears for Fears t-shirt.
Dude, we have to talk.
Shout, shout, let it all out.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
These are the things I can do without.
Well, it's unfortunate that you feel that way.
Come on.
Hey, no, let go of me.
I'm talking to you.
No, go away. This is why no one likes you.
Come on.
I have openly admitted on this podcast I used to hide my Motely Crue albums under my Hawkwind albums.
Don't look under there.
Well, now I'm definitely going to look under there.
All the acceptable only because Lemmy had been in the band, drugged out psychedelic stoner rock in the world wouldn't be enough to hide an Eagles album.
Do you have an unforgivable sin in your past, like easy listening, classic rock? If you become a supporter of the podcast on Patreon at the second circle of hell or higher, Judas will do the time in hell that you so sorely deserve for that crime. That's right, we sell indulgences, baby, and that's never ended badly.
Disclaimer, I would like you to know the chances of redeeming your indulgence in your particular preferred version of an eternal afterlife are just as good as my hopes for winning the Miss Universe Beauty Pageant. I aced swim around. It's the interview where I always fall down. I just get so nervous. It's like I know what I want to say, but I just fumble my words, and I always end up making racial slurs. I just can't help myself.
I like disclaimer.
I'm glad Disclaimer Guy made it through immigration.
What can we take away from Iron Maiden's debut album? Iron Maiden stuck to their guns.
Iron Maiden might be a bit thorny.
And they've always made the albums they were always going to make. And that's why Satan is my superhero. If you've enjoyed this episode, rate, review, subscribe, you know the deal. But please do go check out the website, satanismysuperhero.com, where you will find links to the merch store, our Patreon page, and all our social medias.
Being a Satan is my superhero listener, you're obviously brilliant, but you could do better. You should join our Patreon at the third circle of hell, and you can get access to behind-the-scenes tomfoolery and shenanigans like this.
It's not what you think. Behind the melodic country-tempered riffs infused with that unmistakable laid-back Californian style are acerbic lyrics filled with biting satire, poignant social commentary, and heart-baking honesty. I said heart-baking. I have to do it all again. Can I go? Yeah. I did that to myself.
Is the farting a metaphor?
That's too... Hang on.
That's too good for punks. Hang on, I'll try it a bit better.
Wait, isn't this all everything we say going to our Patreons?
Possibly.
Well, I'm going to edit it. I take out a lot of ums.
They don't get the live feed.
So hypothetically, if I said the end, I said hypothetically.